National Assembly Ad-hoc Committee on Investigation on Nigeria, Seaport and Airport Concessions from 2006 to 2025, forensic analysis of revenue, remittance, infrastructure improvement and compliance on APM Remittance Limited, chaired by Honorable Davidson.
This report physically on paper, but your staff that have been interacting with the committee, with the committee and the consultant has the report. This is as allowed. He has the report, and I expect this as allowed to be in this meeting today. Sorry, sir, because the letter you even wrote to us is very insulting. That your MD is indisposed. The MD spoke with me today. He spoke with me also yesterday. They are not be able to talk. He's not indisposed. Nothing happened to him. He's okay. He's clear and ready. But he told me and said, okay, he won't be able to come. That he will send something that will come. And Salam will be among those things. So I'm surprised to see that Salam is not present in the report. Today, if we take our final decision today, we will not. We'll go through it. Yes, please, because they are disputing this figure. Okay. That they are not going up to this. Okay. So, and if they have any documents on their own side to back this report,
no problem. We'll take it now. What are the issues?
We are waiting there.
So let me 10 million. So, and what we know was 10 million 500, and what was received was 10 million. So I think the gap which was identified by the report is $500,000. That's one item. The second one is on lease fee. Lease fee, saying that the expected sum was 2.1 billion. That the actual paid was 1.1 billion. So that there's a gap of about 1 billion pending with APM terminals. Now the last item in dispute is the throughput fee, saying that what was expected is $185 million, and the actual is 162. There is a gap of $22 million. So those were the items in dispute, and we had explained to the committee with documentation that we have no outstanding on our record. To the best of our knowledge, APM terminals have fulfilled all its legal obligation with respect to payment on the lease fee agreement, with respect to our obligation under the concession. So that's why we're here today.
So, through the chair, can you tell us what your explanation and then on each of the issues?
Okay, so I'll take the item number 1 first, which is commencement fee.
Yes.
So where the payment that we made was 10 million and the record that we have here as expected is 10.5 million. The explanation to that is that we have a letter from MPA and FRS that actually exempt this item from VAT. So that amount, 500K, as the gap is actually related to VAT.
Okay.
So that was why that was not paid. Then the second item here, which you don't have issues with that is tax arrears. The third item.
Can we respond to the first item?
Okay.
Sir, NPA doesn't collect VAT. They pay to FIRS directly. So what we have in our agreement as commencement fee, which you call, which entry fee was 10 million and it was paid. VAT on that was paid to FIRS, not to MP. So
let me clarify. There was a letter from FIRS, the now NRS, through MPA to us, stating that there's no obligation for VAT on that item. And we have the copy of the letter.
So where did the $500,000 come from?
That's
Because
what
we have in our
That's what I'm saying.
agreement
The consultant is factoring it as a gap. But there is a letter to us that we have no such obligation. And we have the letter with us, and which we share with the consultant.
Yes, if I may interject, I'm done with Ferrabon. It's battle. Yes, it's battle.
But
there is no,
doesn't collect the VAT, sir.
sorry, sir. Yes. There is no I don't know of any letter from any NRS that will ask you not to pay VAT. I don't know. I don't know the law that permits NRS to do that. There's no law that gives them the power to write to an agency not to pay VAT to federal federation account. It's not allowed because all these things you are saying, because what we will do after today is to refer you to the FCC. You go and explain that to them.
Honorable
No,
Chairman.
hold on, sir. Hold on, madam. There is no law permitting NRS to give you an exception for pay VAT. No law gives them that power. And that letter given to you, we need a copy of that letter because we will summon the NRS chairman to come and explain. There is no law permit that. I want to say that to you categorically. That's number one.
Chairman, before the law, is only later that they have
it was discovered that that commencement fee is not VAT. And that was what the Bureau for Public Enterprise, which is the which is the confirming body, also assured us. Why I'm saying this is that we went around all the terminals. And if you remember, all the terminals were not paying that particular VAT on commencement fee.
Not all, sir. Yes.
Most of the terminals we met, sir.
Yes, we have about 4 terminals that pay about VAT on commencement fees, and we have the record. Yes. So we have the record.
Technically, if that is being done, the letter that the BPE wrote confirming them on that is supposed to be brought here so that
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
We share the letter with the
Sorry,
consultant.
sir.
What
No,
do
just
you use if you have
just hold on.
We
have the
will
letter
share it
here.
with him.
Just
We will share it
We have a
with him.
copy of the letter.
He was the one that directed us
Madam,
to share the
madam,
letter
calm
with the
down.
consultant.
You are before the house. You can't just be talking like that. As we send you out of this committee. We don't do that. NRS disputed that there was no any letter from them to any terminal operator for VAT exception. Okay, so we have that. And again, if you claim that the commencement fees was not vatable, why are you now paying VAT on lease fees? Commencement fees and lease fees are almost the same thing. Why are they paying VAT on lease fees? They pay VAT on lease fees monthly.
Commencement fee is a one-off payment.
It's one-off payment. Yes. Payment is payment. It's, the money goes to government account. Right? Any transaction done with government is vatable. It's not. You can't contest it in any way. Even Finance Act is backed up by Finance Act. It's vatable. So what we are saying is, okay, they claim they didn't pay because we have some 5 terminals operators that pay VAT on commencement fees just to avoid this trouble. They pay, but some doesn't pay. So for reason best known to them, so we don't know about that. But again, let's even leave the commencement fees. Let's talk about the lease fees and thorough. Because the document we have before, we work with document we have before.
Yes, sir.
We've been sharing document with them for almost 5-6 times. But we are tired of that. We want to make do with these terminal operators, and so we can move forward. And the leadership are expecting us to submit our report,
Yes.
and also copy all the anti-graft agencies.
Yes.
So that is the reason why, because today we did our last meeting.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yes.
Today we were expecting the FCC to come over, they are coming now.
Yes.
Today will be our last meeting, because after this, what we agree is we will refer any terminal operator that doesn't agree with our forensic outcome to go and sort themselves out with the FCC. Yes, it's true. The FCC have better, they have better what's the department to deal with all this. Better mandate. So we will refer you to them to, if you go to them and tell them, okay, your commencement is not valid, but you prove it, so be it. Our own is to look at the loss of revenue to federation, which we are doing. So I want them now to prove the other one, the throughput and what's it called? The lease fees. Yes.
So
It's of VAT. Yes.
as far as MA is concerned, they pay the commencement fee, and this is for FIRS, not us.
Yes.
So
The second issue.
What was the second?
Okay. We received from FRS, and in that letter, it stated clearly that lease fee, throughput are transferred, and why commencement fee does not. And that is the reason why is that letter. The letter is saying
Print it.
They operated that.
We will print it and then
And share it with you.
we share this letter
We
with
share it
the
with the consultants. The other
Occupation of land, not operation. So how will volume change affect the issue?
Chairman, I'm sorry, can I say something? Yeah, go ahead.
The only thing they hold against you on this particular item number one is issue of VAT. And the only document you have to defend that action is not in your possession.
It's here. Share it with us.
That's all.
It's here. Is it a ghost? Share the document with us.
You should have printed the document.
Because the billing that we have here as expected billing is based on projected volume. But at the end of each year, it's supposed to be adjusted with the actual performance. And that is stated in the concession agreement, which is Appendix F, which says where the actual volume is different from the projected volume by plus or minus 10%, the adjustment will be done. And that adjustment has not been done here. That is why we are having this gap.
Although we are talking about leases, not
Lease fee, yes, lease fee. Lease fee is also volume based.
It's volume based.
It's volume
This
based.
is the concession agreement.
Lease fee is volume based.
AD-HOC internal operations on the volume change adjustment. That is VCE. Now this VCE, we realized that it was not working. That was when NPA now seek the approval of the Federal Ministry of Transport then to now change to actual. And the actual was now approved. We are now working with actual. So that difference that he is trying to explain was the difference between the discounted people and what was supposed to be actual. I hope you understand.
Can I put to you, sir? You get who calculate. It's not what they give to you as volume that you rely on.
Exactly. And that was why we realized that
That's
it's
not
not
done. That's
transparent.
not done. That's not done. You are trapping yourself, sir.
There's
It is what the ATM give to you as volume. That's what you rely on.
Yes, sir.
There is no how you check.
What they give us as volume.
Yes, there's no how you check.
no, it's only
It's
reconciliation.
only at reconciliation level that we now realize that.
But then, sir, the primary source.
That's what he said. Primary source is up there.
But we do reconciliation as we said.
Okay, you want to talk, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Primary source of the information is for them as an entity, as an organization. Indeed,
One house, please.
Yes, sir.
don't you have mechanisms for check back for you to get if what they are submitting to you is accurate?
What we do, sir, is
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Whether it's accurate.
what we do,
Because
sir.
when as a manager, when something comes to your table,
Yes, sir.
I have a situation where my subordinate, anytime if you bring me, I approve, anything new, I approve. He said approve, I said approve. And I asked him, and I wrote in a piece of paper that I, the share, please, I hereby approve you as a manager to kill my mother. So I typed it, I gave him, I said, please approve for this man. He just carried the people, he put approve. I'm telling you, this is a practical listener.
Yes, sir.
He said approve, I photocopied it, I gave him the original address. So after somebody asked him, what did you approve?
Yes, sir.
It was that was when he read the paper.
Yes, sir.
He read the paper, he was scratching his head. You understand? You cannot
Yes,
just
sir.
get something from a different entity,
Yes.
from a different organization, who give you, can carry it down and don't even, and you approve it. That's the point.
Sir, let me tell you how you have the record, the customs have the record. Everybody has the record before it comes. Now, at the end of the day, the customs is paid upfront. But based on our agreement, we will have to sit down after a month and do reconciliation. We reconcile based on the records they have, but the records that come from the vessel first comes to them. But NPA and customs have the same records.
I will now show you, sir.
Okay.
We have. That's not already.
Yes, sir.
We have documents.
Yes.
That when we are presenting our report, we had those documents and hand it over to our secretary.
Yes.
In terminals, when you see APN, port and cargo, this and this, in custom data, you will see fund there. When you now check for that shipping company, the content carried by those shipping companies are not found in those terminals. We have that.
They are not found in that.
In those terminals, yes.
In the record of the terminal.
Yes, they are not found there.
Yes.
And we have record.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Because we summon the consultant, we summon the well pointing. If you know well pointing,
Yes.
they are the one in charge of custom data
Yes.
for so many years.
Yes.
So they gave us documents
Okay.
that clarify a lot of shady deeds
So
going on in the port and with custom, with NPA, with the master.
So we cannot be in a.
So that is why we are telling you
Yes.
that the volume, they claim, know what we are doing, and we have on record that when they confronted with those records, they will shout. We have record, yeah. Mr. Sharma, sir. That we give to NPA is not that we give volume that NPA does not have independent. They have their source independently, different from what we give them. They have their independent source to verify whatever that we are giving them. And on a monthly basis, there is a reconciliation that normally happens between NPA, terminals, shipping lines, different people where they sign up. So it's not that whatever that we are giving them is what they take hook, line, and sinker. No, they have their independent source to verify the form.
Why it is difficult, sir, is that before NPA verifies the volume, there is a software that we use. I think it's maintained by the IMO. It gives you the ship's name, the number, the rotation number, and the cargo it carries to a particular port at each time. And
Sorry, sir.
yes, sir.
We have document before you.
Yes, sir.
4,376,000
Look at what they paid.
payment in Nigeria. Payment.
Maybe there was a time that you asked them to be paying naira, right?
No, but that's
Payment
There was a time they are paying naira to you.
There are two payments here, sir. One in naira, one in dollars.
Okay, just check now.
the payment in Nigerian naira is 1,738,736,741, while the payment in USD is 10,411,702.
Dollars.
Yes. And you see the remitter gap, right?
How did I arrive at that remittance gap?
Okay, calculate it now. Minus.
No, when we
Calculate
saw
4
the
million.
invoice rate was $4 million.
Yes.
And we are seeing $10 million.
What was
These
paid
are-
was $10 million.
So these are the discrepancies. That is why I want to point it. $4 million people. Right. And they pay you in naira. They pay you 1.something billion in naira. And they later pay you $10 million.
Yes.
Okay. So and you see you see when anywhere we see you put minus, that is excess. They are in credit. Right. That is where they are in credit here. Right. So because of that, they did not pay for May. Can you see it?
Yes.
You see there was no payment when you do your reconciliation.
Yes, May was 0.
There was no payment. Yes.
June was 0.
They use that. That's what does that. They use that excess
Yes.
to cover for those things. That was when you did reconciliation. After reconciliation, you arrive, you give them some receipt and all other invoices. So they use that excess to cover for this non-payment. And if you now go to August,
Okay. The same year.
go to July, that same year.
Okay. July.
Go to July, same year, yeah.
The invoice rate was 4,521,000.
Yes.
They
now pay you.
They now pay payment in naira 262 million, and then they paid in dollar 2,043,932.
And they now have excess. They
They
now have
have an excess of remaining excess of 2,478,000. That is minus from that previous one.
yes from that.
April.
They still have that $2 million.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if you now look at it forward like that, and you come to 2007 January.
2007 January.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You see there was no payment.
Yes.
There was
Because they still use those excess
Yes.
to cover that.
Yes, okay.
And you come to February.
2007. 2007, sir.
Yes.
Okay. It was 4,084,000.
It is same. Yes. Why I'm taking you to this place.
Yes, sir.
From from March 2005, 6 till this till
February 2007.
till October 2006. You see that the same figure were issued as invoice.
Yes.
Alright?
Not
Just look at it.
Not the same, but virtually nearly the same. Averagely.
No,
Averagely the same. Averagely the same.
same figure, sir. Same figure.
No, we have 4,521 here, 4,067,000, 4,300,000.
No, sir. Look at June.
Yes, sir.
Look at July. Look at August.
Yes, sir. From October, we only have the same thing in October and January. December, we have the same thing. And December, yes. And March 2007.
I'll move forward. And suddenly, that same figure from same year reduced to $1 million value.
In March 2007. In March 2007, yes.
There was no COVID then.
That was the invoice that was raised. The invoice raised by NPA.
And you raised the invoice based on volume, right? And the volume suddenly dropped from $4.6 million to $1 million.
There was no explanation. What was the exemption?
And we have some document.
I can't speak to that. I'm sure it's for the early years. For the early years, you would have seen that, like you said, projected volume, and that's why most likely the what's it called? The invoices look similar for the projected volume. So I know at a point that we got to a stage where we ended up saying not projected volume, let it be actual. So I know it's based on reconciliation, so it's whatever is done, that will be still done. Yes, sir.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry. Or not? Is there volume change or not in the whole agreement? So all of this specific issue where we have a lower billing, there must be a reason for it, which we can also dig into the archive and bring out the document. Possibly there is an adjustment that was done on that particular month. We can go into detail and bring it out. But the fact is that in the early years of the concession, what happened was to have a projected billing based on projected volume that we have. And the following year, they adjust this based on the actual performance. And the actual performance is not something that was decided by APMT alone. This was actual performance that reconciliation happened between MPA and some other stakeholders. Okay, see.
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
They still have an excess of about 4.5 million. If you look at it there, then probably there was an agreement to probably knock off that particular 3 point something that brought about the downward review in March. Because I'm looking at almost a 3 point something million, which amounted to bringing it to 1 here. And then if you look at that particular period of March 2007 and the gap, you will see that the remittance gap is about 1 million.
No, sir. See, I think look at all those. If you feel that 2 naira, 2 naira, on 8 million, 4 million is a lot of money.
It's a lot of
And in dollars. And for 20 good years. And they pay naira for about almost 8 years.
Chairman,
Yes.
what I see here has asked you to pay at a particular rate, and you decide to pay at a convenient rate from your own end. It is expected that NPA should disallow or not accept such payment and flag it as an infraction. So if NPA did not flag it as an infraction from your end, then they are accomplice to the crime. They are an accomplice to the crime.
That is why we say if we refer to the EFCC, they will know that
They are an accomplice to the
there are
crime.
a lot of
This payment does not come to NPA. This payment is based on the federal.
You cannot flag that payment. Yeah.
It must have been. 2007 to today is a long time.
Oga, we've done all the forensic.
Up to date, sir.
Yes. We are giving you documents. Oga, go through the documents. It's up to date. It's 20 years.
Not going to dispute the differences of 2 naira that you've seen in the report, but I'm going to say that the fact shows from the records that APM terminals over time have paid excess of what is being billed, and that is why we are even in credit with MPA. So, like we said, I think we should align first on the point of the volume adjustment, because even if you say that there is a shortfall in the payment that has been made, the record shows that we have payment on account that we are paid in excess of the billing that has been given to us. So if there are 2 nairas that are shortfall on payment that has been remitted, we have a standing credit with MPA that they can net it off. So I still stand on the premise that we are not owing. We made all payments as required under our concession agreements.
Madam, let me tell you something. You see, that's what they call payment as at when due and paying right. If you don't pay as at when due, what is right? It's an infraction. It doesn't matter if I'm still holding your money as credit. So what we are seeing here is a deliberate collaboration, connivance, accomplice to crime by MPA and yourself, because they cannot ask you to pay a certain rate and you decide to pay at a convenient rate and that didn't flag it. And they also seek you to reconcile and you do not insist that you must go by their rate. It's recurring. It's not like a one-off thing. It's recurring.
Honorable member, can I respond to that? So what I have money in credit with MPA. So even if a future billing shows a shortfall of 2 naira, my excess and standing with them, which is credit, will cover it. So we have money with them, and it's still the same position.
Sorry, sir, please. Do you see your invoice? What you invoice? What the MPA invoice is there?
Yes, which one, sir? Yes, sir.
Just look at it. From April, you see, it's April 2009. You see what you invoice to them? You see what they paid? You see the shortfall?
Yeah, there's a difference in what they paid.
So they should explain this. Why did this shortfall? They claim they have excess money with. I don't know what they buy excess. Did they pay before the ship arrived?
Sir.
They said they paid based on volume.
Yes, sir.
Where do they have the excess?
Sir, if I come.
Yes.
If I may come. Sir, there is a custom of trade in the port industries. Every shipping company, and because the difference with APMT is that Marsline is a shipping company, and that is a part of them. In practice, they all have the practice of payment on accounts. Maybe this shows that there is payment of account and somebody somewhere did not do his job by letting of the difference. Someone in NPL, perhaps. But this appears to be the case here. There is payment on account. Can I?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
There is payment of account, but it has obviously not been netted off.
I think, as my colleague has said, there is a need for MPA, APM to sit down and look at this thing critically. That is from the beginning. What happened at this time? What happened at this time?
It's very important.
It is important.
If we refer you to higher authority, you cannot be saying this before them.
Certainly.
Of course. You can't say this before.
Automatically, by the time we create a remark column on this, in each of these particular areas, there will be a remark on the reason why this is happening.
But the money is there on account.
Hold on, okay. Their money is with you.
Definitely.
You know, Chairman, what is speaking? I've been wondering why you keep paying excess. as against what is invoice. Is it that you have so much money that you have to pay them and let them hold your money?
Possible
Or
of
may
trade,
not
sir.
be. No, I'm coming. I am beginning to think that the volume, because they have a projection of volume,
Yeah.
and that's what they pay.
Yes.
That appears to become excess
That was in the beginning, sir.
from your own end.
Yes.
What you call excess to me is actually the actual. But perhaps you are not doing due diligence.
No.
I don't know why someone should be paying excess.
No, sir.
You have so much money to be throwing
Excuse me, sir.
wages to keep
Please.
their custody.
Please, sir.
Yes.
Please. And at the end of the day, after reconciliation, you discover that the money paid for protected volumes was actually higher than the actual. That was the beginning of this issue.
So your projection was low.
But it could be high, it could be low,
It's projection.
Okay.
depending on the.
And I want to prove to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
If the project and you still invoice them,
Yes,
the
sir.
same agency
Yes, sir.
that gave protection and they came for reconciliation and you reconcile,
Yes.
and you still give invoice
Yes, sir.
and they still pay lower than what the invoice was. Hold on, sir.
Yes, sir.
They paid lower than invoice given to them,
Yes, sir.
and there was no any receipt
Yes,
from you, no any invoice from you to say that okay, you paid lower. That was because we
No invoice.
not.
There must be invoice.
How were they
How would you know so they are-
able to pay if there was
No, you are not
invoice,
getting it, sir. So let me take you through it. Look at the book before you.
Yes, sir.
Let's go through it together.
Yes, sir.
So that you'll be more acquainted with what I'm saying.
Okay.
See, April,
Yes, sir.
you issue this invoice.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's your document.
Yes, sir.
They paid this.
Yes, sir.
They have remittance gap of this.
Yes.
The next day, the next month,
Mhm.
you issue invoice, same figure,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
They pay this.
Yes, sir.
They have a rental gap of this.
Yes, sir.
Once they have remittance gap of this for this month,
Yes, sir.
why don't you factor that into your invoice for the next month? Why do you issue the same invoice and they still pay you lesser than the invoice you issue?
Sir, let's part of the component of the invoice are cheap dues. In cheap dues, you have two bills. You have which one is first?
Tell and billing. Cheap dues.
Yes.
One is paid before.
Oga, we are going through your lease fees. Sorry, sir, we are going through lease fees.
But in their own, sir, but in their own, sir, those move include operational considerations too,
We
sir.
are going through lease fees.
Yeah, their own agreement is different from every other company.
Completely different, sir.
That is why the
We
business.
have the agreement.
We know that it's not because of the land. We don't pay because of land.
Their billing is different, sir.
We have the agreement.
So the component of their billing from
Their
the
billing is inclusive.
agreement is different, sir. Because
That's
theirs include operational aspect, not only
Not
land.
just land.
That is the issue, sir.
No, you are deviating from the point. You are not. See, what we are saying, please be focused. Let's be focused. Numbers.
Yes, sir.
Not figures.
Yes.
Okay. I am talking about the invoice you issue that,
Yes, sir.
that came because you can't be saying this before EFCC now.
We will, definitely, sir. We will say that.
They will knock you up, sir.
No,
well,
If I'm not for doing
That is for the evidence to prove, sir.
Who's evidence?
That is for the
Chairman.
evidence
No,
to
I think I will advise you to listen to the chairman.
Yes, sir.
What I understand here is
Yes, sir.
you invoiced $4.3 million.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And your client paid 4.1.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Owe you a balance of 208,000.
Yes, sir.
For what?
Right?
Yes, sir.
Then the next month,
Yes, sir.
why are you not asking the
Balance.
for the balance
How you
to be carried
To
over
turn you over to the new
to the
invoice.
new invoice? That's the question.
But
You are
operation is based on the operation that was carried out. Now, when the operation is carried out, then the invoice strictly on that operation is given to the terminal operators. They are expected to pay that amount.
100%.
Now, 100%. If there is any shortfall, it doesn't enter the invoice that will be raised again.
Where does it go?
Their books.
It will just be on their books
As debt,
and
as
as
debt.
debt.
To be clear when?
Well, I can't tell when it will be clear, but it will stand there.
So what was in a nutshell? See, lots of revenue. What was in a nutshell is that these people can, let me say, chairman, let me tell you what it is. Can issue an invoice of $4.3 million, and they can discretionarily pay $1 million. No, $1 million. They can even pay $1 million because we are not obligated to demand for the balance. So they can pay $1 million and now carry over $3 million as balance. And they will not be at all. So that does not mean accounting. It doesn't make an accounting. Yes.
You see, there might be reasons for why that cannot be completed.
That is why that was my reason why the government must refuse to pay complete 100%.
No, not because what I'm trying to say is that
government.
So okay, please, sorry, you will talk. Sorry,
let us get this thing very straight.
By you,
whether you have post issues like he's trying to explain, we won't know. You presented your own invoice against their own payment, and we now recorded the gap, and they are now disputing the gap. Yes, now that's why they are here.
Yes,
they are disputing the gaps.
Okay. Sorry, sir. Your own invoice are issued based on volume, right?
yes.
Based on volume given to you by, sorry, sir. Based on volume given to you by APM, right? You will issue the invoice. It's not. How do they issue invoice?
So, what? That is 2009 that was speaking to. That is period where we use projected volume. And NPA raised invoice based on projected volume for the year and divide throughout the year. So for the current year, the excess of last year, the gap of last year, we adjust it when we receive that invoice. And we agree with you that the initial process of raising invoice based on projected volume. Chairman, I want to call your attention to something here. If you look at April to like February 2010, you will see that it's the same amount throughout. Because the concession has a fixed amount for each of the years, which is being prorated across. Okay. And then NPA raised that invoice. When we are now paying, we adjust for that excess based on the actual of last year, which before we pay. You understand? So this process, APMT and NPA, we identify that there are a lot of issues around it. To raise invoice based on projected volume, and then later on we look at what we have done actual, and then we try to adjust later. It's creating a lot of reconciliation issues, and that was in 2021 that both of us now sat together to say, okay, let them be invoicing based on actual, and I think they can speak to that.
Yes.
Okay.
So we identify the gap, the issues around the projected base volume. So it's not, and also, if you look at the concession also, it's also part is there that we can adjust when there is excess. So if it's based on operation,
you know where the issues are now. Now, when you have excesses, it was not reflected. So put yourself in our own shoes now. We work based on documents submitted. So if we now gave you this and you now dispute it, how do you think you want us to feel? Because we are working based on what all this one you are saying now. What is what you have said now? Be it or
there was no any correspondence
from
there was no any
so we are forensic expert looking at documents and working strictly based on it. So if you now that this has been going on, it's as if that they literally telling you are owing when you actually not owing. So but we acknowledge the fact that you have excesses. Nobody complained.
Yes.
So when we are now saying you have that based on the same record, so it's not our fault. So you need to, that's your landlord.
Apart from that, sir, if you now check the other page, that same page 14, sir, if you look at March, April, May, there was no any info, there was invoice, there was no receipt of payment from you, from APMT. You do not submit any receipt of payment to us for those 3 months.
Yes.
March, April, May.
Yes.
March, April, May, yes.
Yes. There was no receipt of payment, there was no any payment from you.
But sorry, why is it that we have a that 3 months?
Sorry.
$5 million.
Yes, because there was no receipt that they paid. They did submit any document to that effect that they paid. That was.
But
If
there
they have
was
to-
credit balance, sir. They have a credit balance, but there was a credit balance of over $5 million.
No, it's not balanced.
It's not credit balance. It's not credit balance.
It's not credit balance.
It's not balance.
What is it?
Let him speak.
It's possible that for a particular month there was no remittance, and that is also based on the fact that the fed scarcity in that period, which APMT did not get dollar, and that was the reason why in some of the months we had to say, okay, as you have seen in previous pages, where we paid in naira. So it's possible, I'm not saying for this particular one because it's long period, but it's possible for a particular month remittance was not made because dollar was not there, and then subsequently we paid.
Evidence.
So
Where is the evidence?
that now takes me to
Where is the evidence of
that
payment?
now takes me to the issue.
Okay, you need that too.
Look, we want to plead with you, sir. Chairman, sir, we want to plead with you, sir. Give another time for that, please, sir. Because if we don't do that, we will not be able to identify. We'll only be talking and try to defend this and defend that and defend
Yes.
this. But you see,
That is the reason why we want you to please.
yes, that's why we want you to.
These are final documents.
You know, sir, for us, sir, this is the first time we
Well,
are
see,
seeing
this
this.
is-
No, your colleague has it.
You say so, but for
And your MD also has
Whatever you are doing,
it. Your MD has it.
you have to be back with your money.
Yes, if I understand what my friend is pro rata. Yes, I'm looking to you this. Yes, this was pro rata. Okay, and that what you paid was actually the actual, isn't it? Now you are not owning this differential. That's your position. Is that correct?
Yes.
Good. Now I have a problem. Look at page number 44, 2009 June.
Page 44, sir.
So page 14, page 14, page 14, look at page 14.
Yes, we are not going there.
Hold on, page 14.
April
41, 42, listen, 41, 42, 44, 47, 49. We are exact. We are exact. It means that not 1 kg added the volume.
which
Exact.
I can't see that.
You said what the trade was. You said 2009. You said, listen to me. It was 2009.
Page 14.
Page 14, go to page 42, 2009.
You see the amount, 5 million or something.
5 million or 5 million.
Yes.
No, listen. The argument he made, he referred us to the projection. And he said the projections, as you can see, they are almost the same amount because the projection. And I agree with you completely.
Yes,
But but now the actual is where I have problem. You said what you now paid was the actual. So I'm asking that for item number 41, 42,
Yes.
44, 47, 49, we are all actual, not 1 grain in kg added the volume to change this figure.
How is that possible?
How is that possible? Not 1 grain.
What is the fixed?
Is it projected, sir?
No, it's not actual. It's actual. It's actual. It's actual.
Honorable member,
Is that
all
the
this
payment is
period
Yes.
was projected invoice.
No. People have to go and put their hands together if you're not saying it's wrong.
It's
Because
projected.
he said, listen to
All
me.
this period, sir, is projected invoice.
So what is actual? Hold on.
Was opinion.
this period.
What number is projected here? Take one item and explain. Take 41 and explain.
What I said is this: the billing
Mm.
from April till December.
That was the invoice. What about your payment?
Yes, protected.
I agree.
So what I now said is that under the payment, the adjustment of last year is now adjusted before we make that payment. That's what I said.
Did you pay actual?
No,
These figures I'm saying that you paid, are they actual?
it's not actual now. It's
So that is how you say it is actual. They are only the balance.
See, you don't get it.
If you
Yeah,
claim, if you
they
claim,
are- So what I said is this: let's take for example, in year A,
we have
Can
projected
you take
funding.
one item and explain? Look at the paper and explain one item.
What I said is
Yes.
in 2009,
Yes,
we have
one
the
month.
projected billing.
Take 1 month and explain yourself.
That's April.
April,
We have projected billing
of what?
of 5,058,000.
Fantastic.
So in this place, in payment, under payment section, the excess of last year that had been paid will now be adjusted before we make that payment. That's what I said.
So this payment is what? This 4.1 is what? Is actual.
It's still not actual.
It's still
So
not
if it's
actual.
not actual,
Until
so
after
therefore
you don't get it.
Honorable member,
See, we adjusted the
You know what we do, sir?
Yes, sir.
For the sake for the last time,
Yes, sir.
please, for the last time, we will allow you an APN to reconcile. And we'll give you on the 10th of August to apply for it. With enough evidence. Let somebody move to that.
Thank you, sir.
Let's move.
Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, Afolabi of West Miami, I hereby move motion to adjourn this sitting to 10th of August. I so move.
Yeah, you can.
My name is Olufemi Ogunba. I represent the people of Ijebu Odo, Ijebu North. I'm from the Gateway State, Ogun State. I arrived to second the motion that we adjourn this 10th of August, 2026. I so second.
Yeah, the motion of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsels and action, so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that will promote the peace, unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. Amen.
Honorable members, staff of the committee.
Introduction first. Are you introducing
Okay,
yourself?
introduction, yes, sir.
Yes, sorry.
My name is Usman Malabi Hussein, MD Associated Maritime Services Limited, terminal operators to Warri Terminal AD-HOC.
My name is St. Francis Esikot. I'm the finance and admin manager, Associated Maritime Services Terminal AD-HOC.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Ifoli Cletus. I'm the terminal manager of Seaport.
Forensic report, and we went through all the report up to page appendices. We went through up to page 6 of the report, and then there are areas we looked at and action required. These are particularly on page 5 and 6. So, with your permission, sir, since we all have the report, I would want to go straight to, if I can share copies of our response. Highlights and make our response as follows. We acknowledge receipt of the AD-HOC committee's letter on the 24th of July in respect of the forensic analysis of revenue remittances, infrastructure improvement, and compliance gaps 2007 to 2025 with respect to AMS operations. Sir. We have reviewed the report as I stated earlier and wish to make our observations and comment on the forensic audit. Summary of finding list fee and throughput fee. So, page 6, where it was stated, yes, we did not provide copy of evidence of payment of commencement fee. So we have it here. So it's part of the document we will send what the soft copy said. So for okay. No, I have one. The one you gave me, so we'll use that one for this. US dollars. On the 14th of September 2006, we received number DPE slash 1952. On the lessor asset purchase, so the lessor is MPA. So when we looked at the lessor asset purchase, what we purchased from MPA. So and we did not purchase any asset from MPA being the lessee. However, I mean being the lessor. So however, the terminal has 3 warehouses with total square meters of 14,839.00 square meters and a stacking area of 46,536.75 square meters. Originally, it was 50,575 square meters, but subsequently, NPA, through Ministry of Transport at that time, ceded 4,038.25 square meters of AMS stacking area to Britannia U. If you come to our terminal, you will see Britannia U, who were not there 3-4 years ago. Now, on the theater key length also, we were originally 572 meters, but 40 meters was ceded to Britannia U. And that leaves us with 532 meters. So we also have an administrative block containing offices, some of which we utilize, and then we also comply by giving, we have a hospital with NDLEA and customs and such. So the batting facility of the terminal, we have 4 berths with the overall length of 532 meters, as I mentioned earlier. The current draft of the terminal, when we took over, it was 5.7, but we dredged the terminal to an appreciable draft, now 7.5. At high tide, we can have up to 8.0 meters. But however, in terms of development plan, when we took over, there was no perimeter fencing. We did the perimeter fencing 100% with access gate, CCTV cameras. We also rehabilitated the terminal drains, which was also not in good shape at that time. We did the rehabilitation of the key apron also. I've already mentioned that we did the sweeping and dredging of the terminal, that's to appreciable draft. MPA during the period under review, 2007 to 2025. And from the forensic, they were not considered, amounting to 124,722.66 US dollars. That will have also reduced the indebtedness balance up to the period under review. 124,722.66. So that would have reduced the balance we stated above, which is also in the report, to 1,049,875.94. So for the throughput analysis from the report of 125,183.60. This also credit note that were issued to us by MPA during the period under review, amounting to 139,200.11, was also not considered. So if it had been considered, that would have put AMS in a positive balance of 14,016.51 US dollars. Yes. In the concession agreement, and it's also in the report. And what we have in the report for the period covered 2007 to 2025, sir, is 1,600,000 US dollars. But sir, since inception, we were not able to have, we did not have any traffic of containers to our terminal. No vessel container has been received or loaded at any time, sir. Now, action required by the concessionaire from the report. So we have been consistent in paying our lease fee and full fee commitments up to 2022. Now, from 2022, immediately after or during the COVID, we started having some low vessels, cargo vessels coming. This was even as we used our money to dredge the terminal so that we can have improved cargo coming. But the approach from excavers back did not allow that to happen. And I can tell you, sir, sometimes we had to commit to prayers when some other bigger vessels get stopped. We commit to prayers so that the tide will rise from the excavers bar so that our vessels can come. But even at that, we were not, they had to go to Lagos and sometimes in Port Harcourt to shed waste. But however, we want to give a comment below. We have a concession lease fee computation schedule, which is always approved by MPA from the inception of the concession, on which we pay monthly lease rental fee. And we also have a schedule which we will submit to the committee, sir.
Okay, yeah.
To make payment. We were at the old time, originally, AMS was at old Terminal B at the old port. But barely 6 months or 8 months into when we started operation in 2008, the key apron of that area collapsed to the extent that no vehicle, it was dangerous, and we had to seek for temporary relocation to Terminal A, Newport, which was not under concession at the period. Now, when we were at Terminal A, Newport on TOL, debit notes totaling 530, either 33 or 34 million, 583 million was issued to AMS by MPA, and we have cleared all those debit notes totaling 538. So I will also give you evidence of payment, both the MPA debit notes and evidence of payment by AMS. By 2014, after the temporary relocation, by 2014, we also entered into a second supplemental agreement. For the TOL, we entered into first supplemental agreement with MPA regarding the temporary relocation and operating on temporary operating lease, which debit notes were in Naira. Now, while there, we were still paying lease fee, as shown in the computation schedule here. We were still paying totaling 1 million and 16,902,000 US dollars. And also paying the Naira of almost 533 million. So, now, on the basis of that, in the second supplemental agreement, it was stated there, we'll give you both first and second supplemental agreement, sir, that total of $1,016,000 should now be used in the subsequent lease fee schedule payment. We have taken up this matter, sir, with MPA. We are not saying we should be giving money, but credit note, just in the case of what I mentioned earlier, and they gave us credit note. Up till now, sir, we have not gotten any report. So if you cannot, we will also avail the committee on all those correspondences relating to this. Why I'm saying this is, if that has been done significantly, maybe we will be talking about indebtedness of probably 100 or 200. That is just 2 to 3 months lease fee. Another issue we have, sir, is retainer. We were asked, and it is already there, that AMS should cede 4,038 square meters to Britannia U. And we have correspondences where they said AMS, that subsequent lease fee will reflect, the new square meters, as I mentioned earlier in the report, in the lease fee. But as I'm talking to you now, it's like you rent 5 bedroom, and you are asked to cede 2 bedroom, and that within that period, before they implement the new rental of only 3 bedroom given to you, will be given credit note. From our reconciliation and everything, we had credit note of $132,000, 833.5, as against what MPA gave us, 21. And we went to the court manager. He put all his staff at the meeting, and we asked, we want to see the basis for computation. And they said it was done by head office. We made a representation. Okay, head office, probably MPA headquarters, can come to our aid and look into this. More than 1 year, sir, no response, no correspondence from there. Now, that is for the credit note, because we received letter from Federal Ministry of Transport that we were given up to 6th of January to conclude and allow Britannia U to fence the 4,030 something square meters. We have a letter where MPA and Ministry said we'll be given credit note. Then subsequent lease fee, if we are paying 95 or 98,000, for example, the subsequent lease fee will reflect the new square meters that we have. So as I'm talking to you, up till this moment, nothing has been done. We are still being charged as if we still maintain, and if we get credit notes, sir, for that, sir, the issue of indebtedness will be probably just 1 or 2 months of 98,000. But on top of that, because MPA, I think every year or 5 years, there is this 5% every year 5% increment on the compensation schedule. I've already said we'll give the compensation schedule for ease of reference to this committee. But while lease fee to reflect the new, I'm sorry to still use 3 bedroom and not 5 bedroom, up to now it has not been reflected. We are still being invoiced as if we still occupy 5 bedroom. So significantly clear us of that. So I want to mention here, we are not talking about, we are talking about credit note. Credit note is a usual practice in accounting or in any business relationship. If we get the credit note, we will not be talking about, probably it will just be 1 or 2 months outstanding lease visa. So, but we are committed. Once we get this, we are committed to continual improvement in our lease fee commitment. But that does not mean we have not been paying, no. Even with the fact that, okay, the report shows this, we continue to pay. But you know, also like I mentioned, sir, vessel, maybe 1 or 2 vessels can come in the month. And then probably 2-3 months, but you must also continue also paying the monthly lease rental, whether you have a vessel or not. But
No.
if we
The
can
lease visa.
no, it's through good visa.
Okay,
It's through good that is calculated based on budget. Yes. But the lease fee, whether you go on holiday or not, you will still pay.
Yeah, it's the same story.
No, the agreement, the APM agreement.
To be honest, I have been coming to National Assembly since 1999. I have attended several committees, ad hoc, standing, either from Port Harbour, Senate committees, interministerial. And sir, you can also get from the management of Delta Ports, the AMS, we never had any issue of rental. And that is why we were quick. When we did our analysis, we did not and we will not dispute this outstanding. But what we are praying after this our presentation regarding what we have paid while at the old port, and we have documents to show where it was clearly documented, and we signed, MPA signed, and Ministry of Transport signed, that if we can get credit note, and we want to take advantage of this ad hoc committee for forensic to now get this thing resolved.
Yeah. Thank you. We did a thorough job. We looked into your book, into MPA book. That was why we came up with this report. And I'm also glad that you also confirmed that indeed you have infractions. Yes, but if credit loan are given to you, these infractions can easily be depleted.
Yes.
When NPA was here, you didn't come on time because you're supposed to report 2 p.m. So this you will have confronted NPA like the previous terminal did. So you'll have confronted them. I will have directed them as well because we know that they usually give credit note to other terminal operators. Even the APM as big as they are still collecting credit notes in millions.
Yes, sir. I remember, sir. Sorry to.
Yes.
I remember we had this VAT. VAT. Now, what happened at that time in 2024-25 that we appeared before Public Accounts Committee, sir, both the Senate and House, was that $328,000 was shown as liability, unpaid liability by AMS. And when we looked at it, we discovered that, okay, MPA was still, sending the bill with input VAT. And if you are a free zone licensee, that is annually, you register and pay 25, now 21, 23 to 26, yes, $26,000. You get the free zone license. So all your activities, your invoices coming are not VAT exempt. But we kept coming here until at the Public Account Committee, and it was finally resolved. Then we saw the report from the chairman of the committee at that time with MPA correspondence that they issued the credit, and we have credit, and that settled the issue of VAT figure that was there. So I agree with you, sir. Yes, they do issue. And I remember ENL, PTML, a lot of them had this issue, and it was clear, just like in our case. Sir.
Communicate that to the MD, and we tell him why, what is offering the other terminal should also extended to you.
Thank you very much.
Shouldn't be an exception. And again, we will find out why your terminal is part of it was ceded to Britain U, because we actually want to come for physical inspection in Warri especially, because what we noticed was Britain U now is not on NPA record as a terminal operator, and that terminal was won by your company, and part of it was ceded to Britain U. Britain U is not a terminal operator. That is a violation of the agreement signed between your terminal and the NPA. So the MD will have to come here and explain why that was done. Although he was not the MD then when it was done, but he has been in the system for the past 33 years. So he will know and who that did that then. So we will have to call him to come and explain why that was done to Britain, because Britain to us is not part of it's not a terminal operator, and is using part of your terminal to also run their own business, which is against what the agreement says between BPP and you and the NPA. So we have all those details, but we want to come for an inspection, physical inspection, see things ourselves before we now call the NPA to come and explain why that was done. Yes, we will do that. And but this your bill, okay, what we are after here is loss of revenue. Nigeria needs money.
Yes.
Federal government needs money. How can you pay this money? How can you pay it? Is it by issuing you credit note that will ease, that will give you some flexibility in paying back, or do you have other means? Maybe you have other proposal of saying, okay, I will pay in 3 installments, I'll pay in 4 installments. How do you offset this bill? Because our own is to track all loss of revenue to the federation and bring everything. Nigeria needs money to do many infrastructure projects.
Yes.
Especially now that we don't have money. We are borrowing money, we want to stop that. So that's the reason why the House is looking into every revenue generation agency of government, where there are loopholes, we should block it and make sure the government have support for development. So what are your plans to offset these bills? Are you basing it on getting credit note from NPA, or you want to pay on instrumental payments?
Okay,
so
sir.
What are your plans?
Getting the credit note, just like in the case of.
I'm sorry, sir. Again, sir. Sorry, I have for that. You know, the asset, because all terminal operators pay for asset.
That's the lease fee, sir.
No. Lease fees is different. Commencement fees is different from asset. Lesser asset. Asset, the terminal. The what do you inherit at the terminal?
In terms of assets.
Yes.
No other assets.
Besides the
Besides the building.
The building is an asset.
That's the
so because the building not sold to you?
Yeah,
it's not sold.
No.
It's not sold to us.
It's not sold to you?
No, it's on lease.
No, it's on lease. Oh, you didn't pay money on it.
That's the rental lease fee.
No. Okay. In your agreement, there are 3 categories. There are 3 categories of payments: commencement fees, asset fees, and throughput. Look at it now.
Yeah, I think we.
See, you see, lesser asset purchase.
Okay, sir. Sir,
there's no. You are the only one that doesn't bring evidence of payment for lesser asset purchase for the asset. Because when they list to you now, there are other equipment. No other equipment. Nothing.
No, sir.
It was only the building.
It was only the building, the key lens, the warehouse, based on which the total you pay is in dollars.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Sir, maybe like you said, we have unlike this other bigger concessionaires.
Because you are the only one that doesn't have receipt for.
So honestly, we will be glad to
on lessor's assets at the port. All other terminals, they pay commencement fees. They also pay for assets.
So that's why I'm saying, sir, probably it could be, each agreement.
And this is your supplemental agreement.
Yes, sir.
What was added to it?
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
The first supplemental agreement was relocating AMS to Terminal A. After Terminal A Newport, after Terminal B, old mouth collapsed, which was now rehabilitated and given to Ocean and Cargo.
Okay.
So it was temporary allocation movement based on which, like I mentioned earlier, we were on temporary operating lease, and that payment for that was on a naira. Probably that is close to the consideration of asset that we were given to use on temporary basis before the permanent relocation. But the original concession agreement was for Terminal B, based on which MPA was invoicing lease fee and throughput fee, and we were paid in dollar. So while we were there, all the naira debit notes from MPA, we paid. Now, but we were still paying the dollar component based on the concession agreement of 2007. So we'll give you a copy, sir.
Oh, let's have that on soft copy.
Yes, sir.
It's very important.
Yes, sir.
Maybe, Honorable, maybe you have one or two things to say.
For coming out boldly to say that they also accepted.
Yes.
We've done a thorough job. I think that is highly commendable. And we continue. We are serving the nation. Our thoughts. I said here, and I want to thank my chairman for giving us this opportunity to serve our nation. And like my chairman actually mentioned, is we are trying to reduce the problem. We need it. Nigeria is big. How to say area we have to plan. So whatever I can do in making this payment, and if this Apple committee has not been set up, that means that already we have got that to it's a welcome. We will continue to put in our best. And what my third layer with my chairman, as regards whether we want to have credit news, and to ease your operation. We also understand the challenges you are facing, and we believe if all hands are on deck, we'll be able to come out better.
Experience would pass through the National Assembly.
Yes.
For you to, because you find it very difficult for some agencies, to come out and say, yes, the committee did a thorough job for you to understand, because you should have known that professionals are actually, view your underground behind you and know that, and for you to admit that, I think it's something that some of the companies, some of the concessions should be able to take that from you. Some people here, they see fact, but they deny it. We have been seeing it now.
Yeah.
They see fact and they deny, obviously. But for you to agree with that, I think we should be able to appreciate it too. And as the chairman say, we should be able to go to, we have to see some of these facts. We have to visit some of these things so that we align with your facts. But a credit note is cash. When you are giving a credit note, you definitely as an accountant, credit note is cash. It's as good as money. You understand? And they are sure the committee will look into it and see if those that are not forthcoming will be given to you, so as for you to continue to keep your records straight. Because society will judge you. Tomorrow you will not be there. You understand? And we have the ultimate to answer it. Ultimately. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes, all those then is soft copy.
Yes, we will take. Yeah, we will take note. We have taken note of them. We will put them
my
on.
number now.
Yeah, I have your number.
So, what's the deal?
So, sir, we still have Senate committee in Wari tomorrow, and that is why we are taking. We want to see if there is any flight late evening or by 7. Okay, we run. So we will be around Wari.
We have already booked for 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that we can
get to Wari before.
Yeah, I'm appealing before we quickly commence gathering gathering
Okay, those facts.
Yeah,
Okay.
to get the soft copies.
No, it's okay.
Chairman, you can give them a time lag.
We'll give you time. Yes, that would be on the 10th of August. Like we have given
That would be
another
okay,
time
right?
operators. 10th of August.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay. So I want to confirm because you
I hereby move the motion for adjournment of this meeting. Or the 10th of August. So move.
So I do hereby second the motion introduced by the colleague. My name is Faisal Mohammed from Canada. And it's just the since of not introduced ourselves. Yeah, so equally I walk around that area, but I work in NFPC, so I know most of the things you're talking about. So I do go hereby second. Thank you.
This meeting is adjourned till 10th of August for further deliberation.
Yeah.